जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम
कृष्ण 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 നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ നീ എന്ന നാമത്തെ മർമ്മം ചെയ്യുന്നൊരാളിൽ തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, ആലിൽ തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. നിന്റെ കാൽപാദത്തിലോർമ്മയിൽ മാത്രമാണെൻ്റെ ജന്മസഞ്ചാരം. എന്റെ ജീവാണുവിലോരൊന്നിലും സദാ നീയൊരാൾ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പ, നീയൊരാൾ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പ. നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. ഉണരുമ്പോഴാദ്യമൻ കണ്ണിലേക്കെത്തുന്ന പുലരിയാണഞ്ജനാനൻ. ഉണ്ണുന്നൊരന്നത്തിൻ ഓരോ മണിയിലും ഉണ്ടവൻ നന്ദകിശോരൻ. ഞാനറിയാതെന്റെ നാവിലെ നാദമായി കൂടെ ഇന്നോളം മുകുന്ദൻ. നിദ്ര വരാത്തൊരു പാതിരാവിൽ വന്നു തട്ടിയുറക്കുന്ന തോഴൻ. നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. ഉരുകുന്ന നേരം പൊഴിക്കുന്ന കണ്ണിലെ ചുടുമിഴി നീരിലും കണ്ണൻ. വനമാല മലരായി ഞാൻ ചിരിക്കാനുള്ള വഴിയെ കിട്ടും ഗോപബാലൻ. ഗുരു എന്ന ഭാവമില്ലാത്തെന്നോട് എപ്പോഴും ശരിയോതിടുന്ന ഗോവിന്ദൻ. മരണത്തിലും വന്നു മുറുകെ പിടിക്കുന്ന പരമേക ബന്ധു ശ്രീകാന്തൻ. നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. നീ എന്ന നാമത്തെ മർമ്മരം ചെയ്യുന്നൊരാളിൽ തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, ആലിൽ തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. നിന്റെ കാൽപാദത്തിലോർമ്മയിൽ മാത്രമാണെൻ്റെ ജന്മസഞ്ചാരം. എന്റെ ജീവാണുവിലോരൊന്നിലും സദാ നീയൊരാൾ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പ, നീയൊരാൾ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പ. നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. കൃഷ്ണ 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 നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. നീ എന്ന നാമത്തെ മഴ്മരം ചെയ്യുന്നൊരാളിൽ തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, ആലിൽ തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. നിന്റെ കാൽപാദത്തിലോർമ്മയിൽ മാത്രമാണെൻ്റെ ജന്മസഞ്ചാരം. എന്റെ ജീവാണുവിലോരൊന്നിലും സദാ നീയൊരാൾ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പ, നീയൊരാൾ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പ. നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. ഉണരുമ്പോഴാദ്യമൻ കണ്ണിലേക്കെത്തുന്ന പുലരിയാണഞ്ജനാനൻ. ഉണ്ണുന്നൊരന്നത്തിൻ ഓരോ മണിയിലും ഉണ്ടവൻ നന്ദകിശോരൻ. ഞാനറിയാതെന്റെ നാവിലെ നാദമായി കൂടെ ഇന്നോളം മുകുന്ദൻ. നിദ്ര വരാത്തൊരു പാതിരാവിൽ വന്നു തട്ടിയുറക്കുന്ന തോഴൻ. നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. ഉരുകുന്ന നേരം പൊഴിക്കുന്ന കണ്ണിലെ ചുടുമിഴി നീരിലും കണ്ണൻ. വനമാല മലരായി ഞാൻ ചിരിക്കാനുള്ള വഴിയെ കിട്ടും ഗോപബാലൻ. ഗുരു എന്ന ഭാവമില്ലാത്തെന്നോട് എപ്പോഴും ശരിയോതിടുന്ന ഗോവിന്ദൻ. മരണത്തിലും വന്നു മുറുകെ പിടിക്കുന്ന പരമേക ബന്ധു ശ്രീകാന്തൻ. നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, പാഴ്മുളം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. നീ എന്ന നാമത്തെ മഴ്മരം ചെയ്യുന്നൊരാളിൽ തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, ഹാലിൽ തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ.
श्री राम जय जय राम Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Something is to bring the table closer.
Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai
Srimati was reminding about this day is almost gone.
Swamiji.
Srimati was.
I was just telling about the one prayer. This day is almost gone. We used to say that, right?
Shri Ram Jai Ram
Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai. Pranam, pranam, pranam. Pranam, pranam. Yeah, pranam, pranam. Yesterday we were going through that prayer. Eh?
I couldn't follow. I think
So we will go through that and two more prayers which we have already heard, but still worth it. I did not apply for anything, no one recommended me. Yes, yet I was gifted this miraculous body without an interview, without merit, without pure grace, with pure grace. Blood flows ceaselessly from head to toe. Every heartbeat, a silent drum of life. I don't know what kind of divine technology powers this system. But the heart never tires, never rests until it is time to go. Two eyes, like cameras of 1,000 megapixels, capture the ever-changing beauty of this world. Colors, light, emotions, etched into memory. A tongue that performs 10,000 taste tests with precision. Skin, a living sensor, feeling heat, cold, love, pain, a miracle of sensitivity. A voice box that expresses thought and emotion through sounds of infinite variety. And ears that decode every frequency, from whispers of the wind to the laughter of the loved ones. This body made up of 75% water holds firm, no short circuit, no leakage despite millions of pores. I stand tall, unsupported by anything. Rubber tires wear out on roads, but the soles of my feet carry me through a lifetime. Still holding strong, what an astonishing divine creation. Nothing man-made can come close. You are the designer, the operator, the sustainer. Every memory, every thought, every ounce of strength and peace, all come from you. You live within this body as the soul, the unseen presence that gives life and purpose. This is your divine play, your masterpiece. Let me not just exist, but participate in the selfless joy, the divine rhythm of your creation. Bless me with good sense and pure awareness. Let my intellect bow before your wisdom. May I never forget even for a moment that it is you who breathes life to me, who walks with me, listens through me, speaks through me. Let gratitude be my constant companion. Let awe fill my every breath. This is not just a body, it's a temple of your presence. O Almighty Lord of the universe, bless me to be joyfully aware every moment that your will is behind everything that happens and also that which does not happen. Your will is behind all my feelings, thoughts, words, and deeds, as well as those of every fellow being I know and I do not know. You are present in all things and situations. I am a mere instrument in your hands. O merciful Lord of the universe, bless me. Therefore, to be grateful for all that you constantly provide to me for my well-being, to be humble in success and improve through failures, to joyfully accept the consequences of my thoughts, words, and deeds, to treat every being, thing, and situation with a love and understanding, to keep my body and mind in best working condition for your use, to joyfully share the fruits of works with others, to be aware that even this prayer is being made possible only by you. O benevolent Lord of the universe, I pray that the whole universe is surcharged with unbounded love, abiding peace, eternal joy. One more. O Lord, I have nothing to ask of you. I am blessed with all that one can hope for, ask for. I have a mind to think. It is thy glory. I have eyes to see, ears to hear. All these are thy glory. I have in front of me a world so vast and so variegated, enough for me to express myself. Again it is thy glory. I can unmake all these possible are again by thy glory. I can even make this prayer to you. This capacity to appreciate you is again thy glory. I seek from thee nothing, for you have given me everything. Inside me, outside me, your presence is something that I can't miss, I don't want to miss. Let thy grace be upon me, not to gain anything new, but to make me see thy glory. In all my attached capacities, in all my achievements, let me see thy glory. So every now and then, just like any other shloka, suppose we try to remind ourselves in our own way, not that we have to follow this. The theme is to become aware of the bounteous gifts to us, which normally we take it as granted, we don't recognize. So now through somebody, he is now making us aware of what all we have. And when we look within, we find, yes, it is not a hollow prayer. It is something which tells you what exactly we are. So as a sadhaka, along with our philosophy, while chanting Ram Nam, because this Ram stands for this, to whom we are praying, that power. So hereafter, whenever we possible, we will try to chant this and then enter into our text, so that we know the real purpose of doing all these things. That is the main purpose. Forget about everything else. This is the main purpose. Main purpose is to be somehow fill our mind with God thought as much as possible. All of us have got a lot of activities. So in between there will be a break. So suppose we try to fill in as much as possible through this. Just now when we were entering, we were hearing that Malayalam bhajan. നീ എന്ന ഗാനത്തെ പാടുവാനുള്ളൊരു പാഴ്മൂഴം തണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ. That such type of same theme is brought out in a bhajan form. And there also he says, how you are guiding me, even in a way where you don't assert yourself. That is most touching. ഞാനറിയാതെൻ്റെ നാവിലെ നാദമായി. Even I don't know that you are in the form of sound, ഗുരുവെന്ന ഭാവമില്ലാതെ എന്നോട് എപ്പോഴും ശരിയോതിടുന്ന മുകുന്ദൻ. Even without asserting that you are the boss, you are the teacher, you are the preceptor, you are the guide, you are the leader. No, you don't do that. But you somehow make me to lead that. Those are very touching, very touching. ഗുരുവെന്ന ഭാവമില്ലാതെ എന്നോട് എപ്പോഴും ശരിയോതിടുന്ന മുകുന്ദൻ. Behind all, right from the moment they get up, the Aruna, the dawn I see, you are coming there in the form of the dawn. I am taking it as granted, whatever I eat, each grain is previously tested by you. That is why you are giving to me. How did you bring it into the full? Today we all had our lunch, rice, chapati, sabji. Just the moment we think, what have we done? The first paddy we don't know. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam. It has come from the subtle and mysterious power. Vegetable, suppose you say cabbage or lady's finger. First lady's finger? No idea. First tur dal? First chili? ഉണ്ടവൻ നന്ദകിശോരൻ ഇല്ല. ഉണ്ണുന്നൊരന്നത്തിന് ഓരോന്നിലും ഉണ്ടവൻ. You have already tasted and then only given to me. You have approved, yes, it is there. That is why you produced this, Very touching. That is why on that Guru Purnima day we requested somebody to render it, and we were able to somehow get the English translation. Many may not know Malayalam. But very touching. So such type of things, when we keep on remembering, we may fail, we may forget, but we may be able to insert this every now and then. That will all help us in our move towards becoming aware of His presence within. That is the ultimate, We may say so many words, so many terminologies, terms we may use, but in a simple language, to become aware of His presence behind all our thoughts, all our words, all our deeds. We know we have miles to go, but still, He is showing us the light. Let us all pray to Him to make us hold on to it. Now we'll go back to chapter number 1. We have made some changes, so we'll go back from the first. Preface, we have already read, but you would have forgotten, at least for those who are attending for the first time. Chapter 1 of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna Vishadayo, is often overlooked as merely a dramatic prologue to the deeper teachings that follow. But this chapter holds profound psychological and spiritual significance. It marks the moment when a warrior's confidence gives way to crisis, where the journey of inner transformation truly begins. It's a powerful reminder that self-realization often starts with self-doubt. Set on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna stands at a threshold, torn between his duty as a warrior and his attachment to family, tradition, and identity. Overwhelmed by grief, fear, and moral confusion, he drops his bow. This moment of collapse, of inner unraveling, is not weakness, it is the yoga of despair, because even sorrow, when we met with honesty and surrender, can lead to awakening. In our own lives, we all experience Kurukshetra moments when decisions weigh heavy, roads become burdensome, and emotions cloud our vision. We may know what is expected of us, but do not have the strength to act. In these times, Arjuna Vishada Yoga becomes deeply relevant. It shows us that confusion is not the end of the path, it is often the beginning of clarity. This booklet explores 10 real-life situations mirrored in the slokas of chapter number 1, whether it is emotional breakdowns, ethical dilemmas, or the paralysis caused by overthinking. Each story reflects how the Gita's wisdom is present even in our most fragile states. Chapter 1 teaches us to pause before we act, to feel deeply before we respond, and to question bravely before we commit. It validates the inner storm while preparing the ground for the light that follows. Through themes like vulnerability, empathy, identity crisis, moral courage, this chapter allows us to see that true strength is born in the willingness to face one's weakness. This is not a chapter to be rushed through. It is to be reflected upon, because it is in these very moments of inner conflict that transformation becomes possible. As Arjuna surrenders to Krishna with the words, "I am confused about my duty. I am besieged with anxiety. I ask you to tell me clearly what is best for me." So too can we begin our own journey from confusion to clarity. Let us begin the chapter 1 as a mirror of our own inner battles. In its fears and tremors lies the seed of transformation and the first honest step towards self-mastery. Inside, attachment clouds judgment and leads to partiality, especially when exercised by those in positions of power. Attachment distorts vision. It makes us see relationships where we should see responsibilities. Effective action begins with thoughtful observation. When we assess before acting, we act from clarity. Understand before engaging in action. Take a mindful pause, even in a moment of urgency. A thoughtful pause before major life choices can prevent years of inner conflict and misalignment. Changing direction after reflection is growing up. Changing direction after reflection is growing up. Wisdom lies in turning inward before stepping forward. Inner conflict manifests as outer breakdown. It is never too late to pause and recalibrate. Discernment begins with honest reflection. Victory is not always in the climb. Sometimes it lies in stepping back. Much of our emotional suffering comes not from what is, from what we think is. Assumptions feed emotional turmoil. Examine rather than immediately believing the thoughts that disturb. Emotional distress does not always mean something is wrong externally. Often it signals a need to look within and challenge the narrative we have built. Open-hearted dialogue is the medicine for mental confusion. Transformative power of pause and clarity. Stillness creates the ground for clarity. Clarity is not the absence of confusion. Stillness creates the ground for clarity. Adharma doesn't just affect individuals. It ripples outward, affecting commitments and future generations. Protecting dharma and safeguarding the respect, freedom, and well-being of women is necessary for the collective well-being of society. Self-deception masquerades as virtues. The mind often rationalizes unethical actions as noble or necessary. Justice, tempered with compassion, restores balance and trust. It encourages truth-telling, transforms guilt into growth. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to face it. Sometimes the comfort of a loved one is all we need to gather our strength again. Some clues. Then sloka chart. Every chapter will have this sloka chart, so that just we would have read, we would have understood, but we would have forgotten. But this chart will give us this. There are clues. Topic, sloka, the beginning word of the sloka, and then which segment it is dealing with. To know that how comprehensive is Gita's approach. Not only to a particular one, it can be for the professional, social, personal, family, student. Nepotism. As a reputed private school founded and funded by a group of philanthropists, the principal was nearing retirement after a long and respected tenure. The school, known for its academic excellence and commitment to values, was looking for new leadership to carry forward its legacy. Among the staff was a highly competent vice principal with a stellar track record, respected by both teachers and students. Many believed she was the natural successor, having served the institution faithfully for over 15 years. However, the principal insisted on appointing his son-in-law, a young and relatively inexperienced individual with a modest teaching background but no managerial experience. Despite protests from senior staff and board members, the principal defended the decision, arguing that his son-in-law represented fresh ideas and that the family values were important for the school's leadership. The board reluctantly relented due to the principal's strong influence. Within a year, the school's performance began to decline. Teachers left due to mismanagement and lack of support. Financial irregularities started appearing. Enrollment dropped as parents began losing faith. Eventually, the founders had to intervene and remove the son-in-law. But by then, the reputation of the school had been severely damaged. The scenario closely mirrors the attitude of King Dhritarashtra. In the opening shloka, the very first words reveal his partiality. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yuyutsava Mamaga Pandavaschaiva Kimakuruvada Sanjaya. O Sanjaya, after gathering on the sacred field of Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? Dhritarashtra refers to the Kauravas as my sons and the Pandavas as sons of Pandu, unable to see both as part of his own family. His vision is tainted by attachment and self-interest, leading to disastrous consequences for his kingdom. When leaders allow personal bias to override fairness and dharma, the greater good suffers. True leadership requires rising above self-interest and acting with impartiality, ensuring justice and harmony for all. Slogan number 21, evaluate. Devan, a lovely 6-year-old, was playing joyfully in his front yard when his ball rolled out of the open gate, bounced onto the main road. Acting on pure instinct, Devan dashed after it, unaware of the danger that allowed him. At the very moment, a speeding car came, hurtling down the road. Pradeep, the alert driver, slammed on the brakes, stopping just in time, mere, mere feet from the little boy. Devan, blissfully unaware of his brush with danger, picked up his ball, ran back inside the gate. Shaken, Pradeep parked his car, approached the house. When Devan's grandfather answered the door, Pradeep gently explained what had happened and suggested, he is too young to grasp the danger, but a simple act of keeping the gate could prevent a serious incident. The grandfather listened, his initial concern giving way to deep gratitude. He realized that Devan's impulsive clash for the ball could have ended in tragedy, and that a small pause, a moment of awareness, or even the simple act of closing the gate would make all the difference. As Devan's grandfather reflected, he recalled the 21st sloka of the first chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, where, before the battle of Kurukshetra, Arjuna asked Krishna to pause and place his chariot in the middle of the two armies to observe, reflect, fully understand the situation before acting. Senayor upayor madhye ratam stapaya me achyuta. Place my chariot in the midst of two armies, that I may observe those who stand there eager to fight. Malayalam. Before rushing into action, whether in play, work, or life's great battles, it is wise to pause, observe, assess the situation. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that clarity and safety come from thoughtful reflection and conscious choices. Sometimes a small pause can make all the difference between danger and safety, regret and gratitude, conclusion and wisdom. यावदेदा निरीक्षेहम योद्धु कामानवर्तितान्. Third, gauge. Vani, a talented student from Delhi, was celebrated for her creativity and passion for art. However, influenced by family expectation and peer pressure, she joined a top engineering college. From the start, she felt disconnected. The subjects did not resonate with her. Her performance and confidence declined. After 2 difficult years, Vani finally opened up to her parents about her true passion, graphic design. Though hesitant at first, they supported her decision to switch paths. Vani thrived in design school, excelling in her studies, rediscovering her love for learning. She went out to build a successful career as a graphic designer, working with a leading brand and finding both professional fulfillment and personal happiness. The incident from Vani's life is a reminder that before making important life decisions, especially those that shape our future, it is wise to pause, reflect, assess the situation honestly, just as Arjuna did on the battlefield, as pointed out in slogan number 22. Kairmaya sahayodavyam asmin ranam samudhyame. On the eve of the battle, let me know with whom I am to fight. Before plunging into the great battle of Kurukshetra, Arjuna asked Krishna to pause and place his chariot in the middle of the two armies so that he could observe and assess the situation. The crucial pause allowed Arjuna to reflect deeply before acting. Similarly, Vani's turning point came when she paused to reflect on her true interests and abilities rather than rushing forward on a path chosen by others. This pause, this self-assessment helped her realign her actions with her authentic self, leading to both peace and success. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that thoughtful self-examination and courage to act on our true calling are essential for a fulfilling and successful life. Discernment. Arjun was a gifted software engineer in Bangalore, living a comfortable life with his wife and young daughter, when a prestigious multinational company in Mumbai offered him a high-paying managerial role. Arjun was elated, promise of a hefty salary, a coveted title, and the admiration of his peers was irresistible. Eager to prove himself and climb to corporate ladder, Arjun accepted the offer, moving to Mumbai, leaving his family behind. At first, the new job was everything he had dreamed of. The perks, the recognition, the sense of achievement were exhilarating. But soon, the demands of the role took their toll. Long hours, relentless travel, constant pressure left Arjun drained. He missed birthdays, school performances, quiet evenings with his family. His hobbies, photography, volunteering, fell by the wayside. Excitement faded, replaced by growing sense of emptiness and fatigue. The body, as the Gita teaches, often echoes the mind's turmoil. When our actions are driven by fear, ego, and societal pressure, we lose sight of our true path. Both mind and body suffer. The greatest battles are fought within. When we ignore our inner voice and chase hollow rewards, confusion and fatigue follow. The Bhagavad Gita reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from external validation, but from living in harmony with ourselves. The first victory must always be won on the inner battlefield. The turmoil in Arjuna's mind is mirrored in 29th sloka. सीदन्ति मम गात्राणि मुखं च परिशुष्यति वेपतुश्च शरीरे मा रोमहर्षश्च जायते. My limbs give away, my mouth is parched, my body trembled, my hair stands on end. So one evening, after missing his daughter's school play for the third time, Arjuna sat alone in his compartment, overwhelmed by regret. His body felt heavy, his mind restless, his heart ached with a longing for the life he had left behind. He realized he had been chasing external rewards, status, money, validation, while neglecting what truly mattered: connection, balance, and inner fulfillment. After deep reflection, Arjuna made a courageous choice. He resigned from the high-pressure job and returned to Bangalore, accepting a simpler role that paid less but allowed him to be present for his family and pursue his passions. The decision brought him peace and genuine happiness. Huh?
zoom பண்ணணும் முடியாதா?
He wants to zoom into it, or he's not able to read it.
Okay. Perception.
Edges are going away.
Huh?
Edges are going away.
Vijit looked up to his uncle, a man who had been a constant source of support, affection, and wisdom. Their weekends together were filled with laughter, cricket matches, heartfelt conversation about life. This bond was a cornerstone of Vijay's happiness. Then suddenly everything changed. His uncle grew distant, barely responding to calls or messages. Vijay's mind raced with worry. Did I say something wrong? Did I disappoint him? Has he stopped caring for me? The silence grew heavier with each passing day. Negative thoughts began to swirl in his mind, making him anxious and restless. Unable to bear the uncertainty any longer, Vijay decided to visit the uncle. When he arrived, he found a very different man, one who looked weary, burdened, sorrowful. After a moment of awkward silence, his uncle finally opened up. His daughter, who had recently married, was going through a painful divorce, and the family was in turmoil. The emotional weight had left him withdrawn and overwhelmed. In that moment, Vijit realized how his own assumptions and negative thinking had caused him unnecessary pain. The problem was never his uncle's affection, but his own misinterpretation of the situation. This reminded him of Sloka 30 from chapter number 1. Gandivam Shamsvate Hastad Tvakchaiva Paridahyate Natashaknomyavastatum Brahmativa Chameme. My bow, the andive slips from my hand. My skin burns all over. I am unable to stand. My mind is in a whirl, as it were. Just as Arjuna's mind was clouded by doubt and fear on the battlefield, leading to confusion and sorrow, Vijit's mind was clouded by negative assumptions and anxiety. The real suffering was not in the situation itself, but in the way his mind perceived and interpreted it. With empathy and understanding, Vijit offered his support, and their bond became even stronger, built now on deeper compassion and trust. The Gita teaches us that much of our pain comes not from reality, but from the stories and fears we create within our own minds. The true path to peace lies in seeking clarity, understanding, and empathy, seeing situations as they are, not as our fears paint them. Bhagavad Gita reminds us, often the real battle is within. Wisdom is found when we quiet the mind and open the heart. Greed. Anita, a young woman from a respected family, was engaged to marry into a wealthy business family. Preparations were in full swing, but a few weeks before the wedding, she began to feel uneasy, not because of the man, but the environment. The groom's family made repeated demands for dowry. Their words, though polite, carried expectation and subtle threats. Her father took loans, her mother felt silent in distress, every ritual felt forced. Anita, watching her parents suffer, everything feels wrong. I see signs that this will not end well. No joy, only pressure. What good is such a marriage? Despite backlash, she chose to step away. Not out of rebellion, but because she saw the nimittani cha vivartani, the warning signs that things were against her in her future. Sloka number 31. Nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava na cha shreyo na pushyami hatva swajanam mohe. O Keshava, I see omens of misfortune. I do not see any good in killing my own people in battlefield. We move to the seventh, clarity. Manav and Madhumita, a young couple, found themselves spiraling towards divorce, blinded by emotional upheaval, wounded pride, and growing wall of silence. Blinded by. Misunderstandings had hardened into conclusions, and the courtroom felt like the only solution. In moments that demand courageous clarity, even the strongest minds can falter. Like Arjuna, the couple stood at a crucial threshold, unable to see the value of what they were about to lose. Their turmoil reflects Arjuna's inner conflict in slogan number 32. Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna, Najarajyam Sukhanija, Kimno Rajyena Govinda, Kim Bogair Jivitena Va. O Krishna, I desire not victory, not kingdom, nor pleasure. What use is dominion, enjoyment, or even life itself? Shloka 32 is not about renouncing action, but recognizing when the pursuit of an outcome eclipses the essence of what we truly seek. Victory, comfort, or even being right lose meaning when the heart is disconnected from purpose. But just as Krishna paused Arjuna before battle, a wise judge sensed the inner confusion and gently delayed the verdict. That pause became a turning point. Freed from the urgency of conflict, Manav and Madhumita engaged in one honest conversation. In that quiet space, their true longing surfaced, not for separation, but for understanding. Clarity often does not arrive before action, it is born through it. When we pause, participate, and listen, not react, we begin to see beyond the fog. And sometimes that alone is enough to turn conflict into connection, endings into new beginnings. Shloka number 41, Injustice. Shloka number 41 reflects Arjuna's concern for maintaining dharma and purity of family traditions. Yet, this stance is ironic, considering his past action. He and his brothers failed to protect Draupadi's dignity in Kaurava court, a clear lapse in the very Kuladharma he now invokes. Draupadi's marriage to all five Pandavas, a result of Kunti's command rather than her own choice, further illustrates the selective application of dharma by Arjuna. While Arjuna cites the destruction of the lineage to justify stepping back from war, he did not show similar resolve when Draupadi suffered. This highlights the tension between lofty principles and personal weaknesses, a recurring theme in the Mahabharata. The Gita ultimately urges actions rooted in true righteousness rather than selective or self-serving reasoning. 41. अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्णा प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दृष्टासु वार्ष्णेया जायते वर्णसङ्करा. When unrighteousness prevails, O Krishna, the women of the family become corrupt, and when women are corrupted, O descendant of Vrishni, there arises intermixture of caste, Varna Sankara. Persevering dharma safeguards not just religious tradition, but the moral fabric of society. Empowering women and nurturing family values are essential for a strong foundation for future generations. Shlokas 45, Self-Deception. Tankapan was in charge of a coffee estate and was deeply respected for his loyalty. One day, out of desperation and in a moment of weakness, he quietly siphoned off a portion of the fertilizer, hoping no one would notice. But as fate would have it, the estate's watchman, ever vigilant, observed the theft, reported it to the owner the next morning. When confronted, Tankapan denied the wrongdoing, leaning on his reputation of loyalty and decades of service. His words sounded righteous, but beneath them lay self-interest disguised as virtue. This anecdote reveals a subtle but powerful truth. The mind is adept in disguising self-interest as virtue. We often justify our action with noble words, loyalty, honesty, peace, while quietly serving our own fears or desires. At first glance, Arjuna's hesitation on the battlefield appears noble, but it also exposes a deeper reality. When fear and attachment wear the mask of virtue, our judgment becomes clouded. This is the mask of fake nobility as impaired in slogan number 45. Ahobata mahatpavam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajyasya sugharobhena handum swajanam mudyata. Alas, we are involved in a great sin by being ready to kill our own kinsmen out of greed for the pleasures of the kingdom. After a few weeks, when his guilt overpowered him, he went to his boss and confessed everything. The estate owner told Tankapan, "Why did not you come to me for the money? I would have certainly helped you out of the problem. Anyway, as you have confessed and apologized, you may continue to work here after a month's suspension." When we pause and look within, the fog of self-justification lifts, the authentic duty becomes clear. It is not enough to sound virtuous. One must be willing to live by those values even when it is uncomfortable. True Dharma is not about appearances, but about the courage to see through our own excuses and act with integrity, as Tankapan did eventually. 10th sloka, self-doubt. 17-year-old Rohan had always been a diligent student, pouring hours into his study, dreaming of a place at a top engineering college. As the date for JEE mains approached, however, he felt the pressure mounting. One evening, after a long day of revision, Rohan sat at his desk, his books open, but his mind clouded with doubt. The fear of not being good enough gnawed at him. Unable to hold it any longer, Rohan sent a message to his father, Mr. Sharma. Papa, I don't think I am ready for the JEE mains. I am scared. I will let you down. This moment in Rohan's life echoes Arjuna's experience on the battlefield as depicted in 47. Evamuktarjuno Sankhye Rathobasta Upavashit Visrijya Sacharam Chapam Shoga Samvignamanasa. Speaking thus, Arjuna cast aside his bow and arrows and sank into the seat of his chariot. A few moments later, Rohan's phone buzzed with a reply. Sharma wrote back, Beta, this is completely normal. Everyone feels anxious before something important. Don't worry about the result. Just go, write the exam. I am with you. Always, I will take care of the rest. Rohan read the message several times. He felt a wave of relief washed over him. Not because his doubts had vanished, but because he knew he was not alone. His father's faith became his anchor. Overwhelmed by emotion and self-doubt, Arjuna lays down his bow, but he does not flee the battlefield. He remains seated in his chariot, close to Krishna, his source of strength, allowing space for guidance to reach him. In the same way, Rohan's message to his father was not a sign of giving up, but of staying connected, and in that connection he found the courage to face what lay ahead. So this is how the attempt has been made. We can't say it is 100% perfect. But after months of labor, at least now Papa facilitated us to bring it out in this form. 200 slogas spread over 18 chapters. We are again polishing. And now we place it before you all. If you think it has to be improved, kindly come up with your suggestions. If you get anything more, send it. Because it is only a comma, not a full stop. We are not going to publish and give to anybody. It is purely for our own sadhana. We may share it with people who have been interest. Because no other background behind this. So we want to make it as perfect as possible as a part of our sadhana. But our sadhana is, apart from our efforts to remember him, this will all help us. Because Papa used to say, outer activity should be compatible with inner aspiration. Inner aspiration is to remember him. So our outer activity should be compatible. And these clues, taught to us through various experiences, hinted by Bhagavad Gita, helps us to improve the quality of our life. Whenever we come across with such instances, we will not be viewing it purely from the individual standpoint, but differently a higher standpoint. That is what is needed to make our move faster for becoming aware of his presence. This is the rationale behind this. This is the motivating factor behind this. So kindly apply your mind. There are 10 now. In each sloka there will be 10. In the case of 20, 2 and 18, it will be 20 each, that's all. So that 10 at least we will try. Unless we do the homework, we will not remember. Can we recall the topics? Nobody has noted down. This is what happens. If you don't note down,
Nepotism. Nepotism. Principal.
Tell me.
Nepotism, the principal, the first one.
Immediately we should remember some word about the example. Otherwise again we will lose, We have to devise some method. Nepotism, principal, preferring his son-in-law to become the principal. So we come across this incident. And what happens? God shows us. Then next one. Evaluate. What is the story? What is? Evaluate.
One is Pradeep, the driver. Pradeep driver.
Don't say Pradeep. Pradeep is not the evaluator. See, the a child crosses the road, runs through the road. Pradeep would stop it, that's all. So that means before crossing, we should evaluate. Otherwise the accident will come. A very important point in our life, We are doing it, but we are not aware. Gauge. Vani.
Self-assessment.
Vani does what?
Gauge.
Reassesses for life choices.
Instead of what is thrust on her. She has to gauge herself. Then next.
And we said Bombay, the person goes to Bombay.
Person choosing a different job and how he feels about it. Yes, okay. Then perception. Vijit, good. Okay. Greed. Dowry, Anita. Correct? Greed means dowry. Dowry means greed. Clarity? Manav Madhuvita. About to be, these are all happened. We have changed the name, that's all. We directly know this. Then injustice. Arjuna Draupadi. Then self-deception. Tangappan doing what?
Fertilizer.
Stealing fertilizer and justifying. And then self-doubt.
That boy,
Rohan doing what?
He is afraid of some exam.
Rohan was not confident, no? Okay. See, nepotism, evaluate, gauge, discernment, perception, greed, clarity, injustice, self-deception, self-doubt. You will find in these 10 a portrayal of the first chapter, Vishada Yoga. What? Though we did not apply our mind while doing it. So that means all these things, nothing positive here, no? So every time, so this is the beauty of the celestial song. So Arjuna Vishada Yoga means we need not put ourselves in that scene in Kurukshetra. Now we know that 10 slokas at least. There are about 47 or 48, 47 slokas there. We may not be able to make because so many things we are unable to connect. He keeps on listing the names of so many people. But out of which 10 we were able to select. It was a tough job in first chapter. Originally we never started with first chapter. It's very difficult. Only this Senayor Vyor Madhya stuck to us. Because it was mostly concentrated upon the Kurukshetra battlefield, who is fighting, names, this and that. But now when we made a little more deeper study or research, we found all these topics emerged. Though it may be through an exercise. Now when we look back, Vishada Yoga. Vishada means it comes out in different forms. Vishada comes from self-doubt, from self-deception, injustice, lack of clarity, greed, wrong perception, discernment, absence of gauging, absence of evaluating, and nepotism. Think about it. Tomorrow, Papa willing, we will take up second chapter. So you may kindly go through those who have got books, those who have heard it today, those who have applied their mind. If you can improve it, very good. If you can give us some suggestions, very good. If any other sloga,
Swamiji, Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra is the only one that has been said to Sanjaya by Vasudha. That's the only sloka through.
That's the only sloka?
Sanjay also, the last one is also Sanjay. Okay, that is okay. Those are all academic, we are talking about the we are talking about how does the theme relate to our real life. So now Vishada means, now we have got some idea. When we can add this later. But after compiling all these things, we found how Vishada comes out. Not necessarily by the Vishada which has been portrayed in the Bhagavad Gita. Vishada has got so many avatars. And it is coming out in this form. It is a food for thought for all of us. This is the outcome. So that when we know the different avatars of Vishada, we get connected with the daily life. If we imprison ourselves with the theme in the Kurukshetra war, we will not connect it with the daily life. This is the purpose. Okay, Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, 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 Pranam.
Namaskaram, Swamiji.
Namaskar, Namaskar. Hari Om. Don't know. All those things I will do. Whatever, that you may not know, that whatever is needed, I will do.
Okay.